Good morning. Right, let's get the headphones on. One, two. Oh, that's sounding good. Right, who's here? Who've we got? Let's get my lighting sorted. What's that look like? Oh, quite good. All right. Oh, we've got four people on. Well, the weather is heating up here in the UK, so I'm very pleased about that, hence me wearing a t-shirt. Still got a heater though. Montana. Hi Eric Bartz. How is it going? Get this chat extended a bit. Good to see you on here. I can't remember if I've actually seen you on a live before. I'm assuming you've probably subscribed to the channel though. You're not here by chance. But if you haven't, it'd be great if you could subscribe. That'd be brilliant. All right, who else is here? It's rainy and cold. Much like we understand the tuggy all to be. Yeah, foggy all to be. I need to blow this up so I can see it properly. Is that coming up nice and big? That's a broadcast, right. Got to come up like that. That looks better. There's Graham, good morning, Tim, and all. All right. So it looks like the lives are going to be this morning, and so today's Thursday, isn't it? Thursday and Friday. So I'll have one tomorrow as well, I think. We'll make some music, talk about some stuff. I did say I would talk about some Atomic Habits, actually, which could be interesting. But we'll see who's on before I launch into it. All right. Okay, yeah. So there's been a few upgrades in the studio, none which you'll be able to see, but I've actually got myself a teleprompter, so I've got a really good one. But it's by Elgato. But what it does is it's got the mirror thing, so it reflects. You know, if you've got like text and stuff, it'll put that up. But it actually works as a monitor. So what it means is I can line up the exact shot I want and actually look at me and the camera all at the same time through this mirror. So it's much more. I think it's much more engaging. I mean, I'm assuming, Graham, I'm looking into the camera now when I'm talking. Pretty much, it looks that way here anyway. So I'm quite pleased with that. So that's a bit of a power up. So I just installed it all yesterday, because that's one of the problems, is just like looking in the camera and then talking, and then when you've got a script or like notes, looking away from the camera, then looking into the camera, it's like really, really difficult. In fact, the last video, I don't know if you've seen the last video that I posted up about dreaming vaguely. that was just me sort of freestyling some ideas. So I just decided to, talk about something in front of the camera and, set myself a subject and just started talking about it for a little bit. And, got it done in like one take. There was only 2 small edits to actually do in it. Hi, Sean. Have you seen the new video I posted up? But anyway, the fact that I'm now using a teleprompter is a massive game up, really, because A, I can line the shot up, and B, I can actually do a little bit of scripting and see it there and then. Because I want to do some more talking head videos. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah. So what it is, Sean, is what I decided to do is, how I like to challenge myself these days. I wanted to do, rather than just doing a video that was a bit thinky, like the 3-1-3 thing where, we're going to start with a solo and we're going to go into this lesson, it's all going to be structured, or like the plug-in one, like the bass thing. I just decided to see what I could do that would be a really, really fast turnaround, something really quick to do, that would be fairly useful. So I was just like a couple of days ago, I just decided to talk in front of the camera, and I was just wanting to practice a little bit of presenting skills, hands, that kind of thing, and then just started talking. So I talked about being a dreamer and what I thought about it, and sort of it borders on being in flow and how you can get into flow. So it's quite interesting. It's a 5-6 minute video with me talking, but I did it all in one take, and there was only two small edits, so I can do some more stuff like that. Actually, there's going to be more of that talky stuff, because as I said, that like I was wanting the channel to be a resource, and I think one of the biggest resources is me talking about stuff. Yeah, definitely have a watch, give it a thumbs up, put a comment, that kind of stuff. But it was just a quick video. I mean, it took as long as it took to actually hit record and talk. So that's good. So I'm just actually scripting something on habits, So I should go through it now, shouldn't I, really? I wonder if I can... Yes, I am at ease because, and I'll tell you why, I find the whole video thing really fascinating at the minute, because I'm always after the last sort of, maybe it's getting within sort of, I don't think it's quite 2 years yet, but the last sort of couple of years, I've been really, really, Nova9, hello, how you doing? Well, nearly when I just actually put the thing in it, the actual link. I'm not very corporate, but yes, I'll have to quickly sort that, because I just quickly uploaded a video yesterday just about dreaming. So it's good to have you on here, Nova9. I'm glad you're doing great. And you'll be no doubt making tons and tons of music. So yeah, I've got like a new video which I'm just scripting, which is all going to be about making habits, but it's a little bit more official than when I was talking about it in January, when I did more of a kind of lecture-y talk thing about habits and how I use it. So I kind of give you more of the information that's usable, should we say. Almost bedtime in California. Wow. Actually, I have a group where everybody is from California, and we started about this time at the end of the day, and they're all ready for bed. They're in the pajamas. And then I'm there absolutely beasting them in the studio. Taking them through really hard, challenging, thought-provoking studio exercises. Yeah, Nova9's music is amazing. Yeah, I've been enjoying listening to your stuff, since you started. I love watching people grow, especially people in my coaching groups. Putting music out and doing stuff. It's a real joy to me to see that, especially when they've not really done a lot of releases. and they're really procrastinating and they're really stuck, and then it's really weird. It's like it can take a lot of coaching, and then suddenly it clicks into place and they're off, and they're just these music making machines. Hi Chicago, how you doing? So what I want to know is who here has, and you don't have to tell me, but if you can be honest, who has a regular making music practice? Who has a minimum viable commitment of time that they spend every day doing music? Thanks, working on more stuff. New albums half done. Excited to be getting some new stuff done. Life is relentless. So taking longer than hoped. Okay. I do a few times a week, a regular though. Alright then. Yeah, so like one of the first things that I will uncover when I'm coaching people is they'll set them they'll do the session, set themselves some tasks, and I kind of know what's going to happen. And normally they'll not get done as much as they thought they were going to get done. And what you tend to find is that they don't have a minimum viable commitment. So the first thing is to think about, well, there's a number of things, right? Okay. So a minimum viable commitment is really, really helpful. Okay. So what's the least amount of time you can spend in the studio every day? Sorry, Nova9, I might just kind of keep asking you questions, right? For anybody who can answer this question, just answer it, right? So what's the minimum amount of time you can spend in the studio every day? And the thing is, you've got to imagine your life depends on it. So if you miss a session, you die, right? So what's the least amount of time you can guarantee to do that music session, to be in the studio and to be doing the heavy lift on your creative work? So that's the first thing, getting a minimum viable commitment. I'll tell you a bit about my minimum viable commitment was when I first got coached. I was like, right, I was asked, well, how long can you spend as if your life depends on it? If you miss one, my coach said, I'll come around and chop your head off with an axe, right? And I was like, right, okay, of course I can spend like 2 hours a day doing it, right? Hi, David, thank you. Thank you very much. Makes me so happy to watch that dinosaur jumping up and down on my screen. Also, David, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, that's sort of my main hub of focus at the minute. Might be a good idea to come over there. If you just search for Tim Hutch, I'm there on YouTube, and you can subscribe there. So my minimum viable commitment was 2 hours per day, right? 7 days a week. I don't do covers. I can do, but I don't. All right. And if I was, I'd want to do Better the Devil You Know by Kylie Minogue. And that would be it. Can you react to a song? I don't do any of that. This channel, right, is all about making music, talking about making music, talking about coaching, talking about productivity, talking about anything that gives us on the edge, that gives us the edge on our creative process that is going to get us to be successful at music. So it's very much centered at people who are producing music, playing guitar, all of that kind of good stuff, yeah. So if you're into doing that, then hang round. But other than that, I'm going to be talking about, the only cover tune I'm going to be doing is talking about habits. So minimum viable commitment, very important. Mine was 2 hours. Then what happened was I went off to do my 2 hour thing. Sure enough, as happens as always with adult life got in the way and I missed the odd session. I also missed sessions because I realised that there wasn't 2 hours to do it all. And then so I just didn't bother at all. So having a bigger minimum viable commitment didn't really work. So went back to coaching. And then it ended up that why don't you just set it ridiculously low? So I set it to 15 minutes, and then sure enough, I even screwed that up, right? I missed the 15-minute one. So my minimum viable commitment was as low as 5 minutes. And I'll tell you why 5 minutes is really important, because there's always something you can do, especially if you're running something like the automatic music making machine that I am. So if you're running automatic music making machine, you're keeping track of where all of your music is in the creative process, in terms of modularizing, divergent and convergent thinking, okay? So you know where you are in the process. So there's always a job to do. So there's always something that you can do within your 5-minute frame to keep going. But the main thing about doing that, at least there's some attempt at creating a regular habit of making music. However, there are a number of conditions of making music habit. Now, I think of it 3, but actually the YouTube video I'm doing, I think I cover about 4 areas. But actually, the way that I basically think about it is there's got to be a trigger. So when you're doing your music making practice, rather than just waiting for some random bit of the day where you think you're going to be free, right? What we do is we schedule our minimum viable commitment studio time at a time when we're absolutely guaranteed we can make it, okay? And the obvious one to me is just getting up in the morning, for a number of reasons. When you get up in the morning, I'm still in a dream state. When I get up in the morning, there's nobody else about, there's only just me. So it's a great time to think and do stuff and dream. Just done a video about dreaming. So I love all of that. And I just make sure that, you know, that's the time when I get up, it's the trigger, because I'm not doing anything else. It's just getting up and going to the studio. Nothing else is in the way, and I can just get up and work, and it's brilliant. And I can get at least, you know, an hour and a half up to 2 hours that way, especially if I get up at this time at 5:30. But usually at the minute I'm actually working on my streaming at the minute. Why are you talking like a robot? Oh, David, probably because I'm AI. Am I talking like a robot? Anyway, not to worry, David. I don't want to bet. Right, I love this, right? Hold on. You should be submissive with that kind of haircut. Really? I don't want to beg for a song. Reaction. No. Why are you talking like a robot? Oh, you're not being nice to me, are you? Well, not to worry. But thank you for the sub. Just don't. It's not the channel for you, I'm afraid. Anyway, right, that's that dealt with. So, what was I talking about? And then I'm in the studio doing the very thing that I'm meant to be doing and making music. And then the other part of that, so you've got the action, which is the thing that you're doing. I know you love me. But I'm working out, like, how come I've got to be submissive with this kind of hair? I mean, the closest thing this hair's like is Kurt Cobain. He wasn't submissive, was he? He was the opposite. He completely and utterly turned music upside down. All right. Is it because it's too girly with the latest? I don't know. It's because it's blonde. Oh. I don't know. Well, it happens. It's something a bit different. But he was expecting covers. So I don't know how I can help with that. Anyway, so then you've got the action, and then after the action, be good to yourself. I mean, one of the important things about doing the yeah, I love the 5-minute minimum viable rule. Having your gear plugged in, ready to go is key. Having a look for cables, guitar picks. Yeah, none of that. So, I mean, I've got like like everything's dialed in here. I just have to switch it on, and that is it. And really, this whole, even when I'm streaming, I can be set up within like 5-10 minutes tops, and I'm here with full studio and everything ready to go, which is absolutely amazing, isn't it? When I first started streaming with Thomas, right, and I used to do my stream here, and he used to do a stream at his place. We used to like spend 2 hours setting up. It was ridiculous. Like, I was just absolutely sick of my life every time. You're exhausted by the time you even started doing the thing. Exhausted and stressed, wondering if everything's going to work. So yeah, 5-minute sessions are great. There's always, because the thing about it, you've always got 5 minutes. There's always 5 minutes to do something, so you do more sessions. I think that's the key thing. But the other important thing of that is when you're doing a session, I like to be in flow all of the time, right? So when I do music, I'm aware of it, and it's just the music I want to be pouring out of me. What I avoid is being analytical. So that's that dance between what we call self 1 and self 2. Self 1 is the critical self. Self 2 is the performance self. So even when I'm making music, I want to be into the self 2 performance self as well. So there's like a number of things you can do to sort of get there. But yes, Nova 9, you're right. You want to remove all friction. So anything in your way, you want to have out of the way. I mean, when I get out of bed, I have a certain route that I take. So I get out of bed, I get dressed, then I come, like, basically I do a walk around the studio, switching all the lights on, and then the computer and the camera. So even the way I walk's ergonomical, and then I come out, I do a loop, I come out up the stairs, make my coffee, go to the bathroom, come back down, and I'm pretty much ready to go on the stream. So I've got it sort of keyed, dialed in. But yeah, resistance is really, really important. So if you're going to stay in flow, we've also got to think about our environment as well. And then also thinking about what we're doing in the creative process also helps. So I don't know. So, I mean, the key way I do it is I've got like a machine. Let's see if I can get it up. Let's go this one. Yeah, no, that's not it. Is this it? Have I got this set up? What could it be? That one. There we go. So this is the automatic music making machine. Actually, I'll come round. Yeah, that's right. It's just hard to get me into shot. So what we can see here is just basically how I just plan out my music making sessions. We've got here it is. This is it. That's a new one. Where is it? Okay. So here we've got a very busy machine full of ideas, and what I've got is like splurging. So these are just making quick ideas without any judgment. Any of those I put into the discovery section. So sometimes if I just fancy just making ideas, which I'll probably do today, I'll just go, I'll be working in Splurge. I'll just make something, bounce the music out, and then put it into this Trello board. And then when I click on a card, usually I'll have the actual piece of music there, and then I can write what I'm going to do about it. But I'll have a listen. Usually what I'll do is I'll have a listen to this music 3 days after I do the session, and then I'll put them into Discovery. And then if there's if there's something that really excites me, I'll go into Discovery. And then from Discovery, I'll decide on what I'm going to try out on those tracks. And then, if that session goes well, and I kind of find out what that track wants to be. I mean, really, the whole essence of like a discovery session is to find out what the music wants to be. All right. From there, we go into draft, and then drafting is just working out what the purpose of the track is going to be. How is it going to tell its story in terms of its tension and release, beginning, middle, and end, basically. And then after drafting, you've pretty much got your idea. So you're in done. And done is just a holding column, a bit like Splurge. You don't do anything, but your music sits in done, waiting for you to make a decision on whether you're going to release it or not. So we can see in this machine, this older one, there's Rude, there's some of the album tracks. So what'll happen is, after it goes into done, I'm like, right, you know what, I'm going to release that, then I'll move it into release, and then once I'm in release, basically I just do everything that I need to do to that track to get it up to the point where it can be uploaded and everybody can hear it. Oh, my alarm, 6 o'clock. So, you know, that's that's what I do there. And that's just a great way to track where you are. So when I'm talking about minimum viable commitment, sometimes I'll think, all right, I haven't got that much time, but I can make a quick idea. So I fancy just being super creative, so I'll do some splurging. Or in release, because release tends to be very much concrete binary in your decision making, like yes, no sort of stuff, then there may be like a list like this of very sort of measurable things, like, so for example, clean up insert effects. So there'll be very sort of yes, no questions to ask, to do, and to knock off your list. So it's quite good from that way. I need to set up this camera angle, don't I? All right, have a good night, Nova 9. Have a nice sleep. So, what have I got here? I noticed last night my interface I used for Qualcomm was set at 41 kilohertz, 28. I tried 92 and had issues. Sorry. What do you use for your interface settings? Right, so at the minute I'm on 128 and I'm streaming video and stuff like that, and the computer's doing a good job of it. So, and this is like an Apple, it's a 16-inch MacBook M1. So yes, I use 128 for everything when I'm in my DAW, and 41, so 44.1 kilohertz. I don't know if it's 410. It's 44.1, isn't it? Or it should be. I'm not sure what the 41 is, unless that's... I don't know what that is. But anyway, those settings seem good. Yeah, you've got it. So those settings are good, reasonable. I mean, at the end of the day, in total, I want my latency to be under 7 milliseconds. Like anything over 7 milliseconds, I can start really feeling. So I like to keep it under that, and 128 gets me there. The only time I use higher latencies is if a project is really, really heavy in the mixing stage of music, in which case I'll up the latency so I can get more CPU. But in terms of recording, anything like that, anything performance-wise, you want the fastest latency possible. So 128 is a good one. Right, so I'm just having a look for... Let's have a look at this script I did. One moment. Alright, here we go. Yeah, so I've been messing about with this script. I'll read it out to you and see what we've got. So the way I'll just get into the bulk of it without the preamble. But basically, with habits, we want to make good habits, not bad habits, don't we? So I've got according to James Clear, the process of building new habits is underpinned by 4 key laws, and it makes it obvious to make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. So the first one is make it obvious. This begins with setting up a clear cue or trigger for your habits. That's getting up in the morning. For music making, this could be as simple as placing your instrument or your music production gear in a prominent place where you see it often, and you could schedule your music sessions at a consistent time each day, right after breakfast, for example, or right after you get up in the morning, and make it part of your daily routine. So that's key. It has to be something that you do every day. And to dial it in as a habit, it takes about 2 weeks. Making it attractive, so bundling your music making habit with something that you already love, or actually just within your music projects. Make sure you've got like a new plugin or something that you're excited about using, or a plugin, or not necessarily having to buy new plugins, but use something in there that you're quite excited about to use, because that's going to draw you to your music making. That's going to make it more enticing. And then making it easier, so decrease the number of steps between you and your music making. So again, this is an environmental thing. Make sure there isn't any clutter in your way, and you can get straight to your computer and do, or your guitar or whatever, you can do what it is that you're doing. And then making it satisfying. So this is the reward part, rewarding yourself after each session. So that's what he basically talks about. So that's what I'm outlining in my next sort of thing that I'm going to do, YouTube vid. Now I just need to get back to this teleprompter. One second. There we go. And I'm back. Yeah, so I just stick with 4.1. When you get into the higher latencies, the higher sample rates, the latency goes down, but it's going to take way more CPU. So that's why if and 32 is like so fast, you don't need to be that quick. But you're just aiming to be under 7 milliseconds, really. That's the key for your audio interface. So anybody else got any? Who else has got a habit? Who's got a habit dialed in that they're turning up and doing music or practice every day? Okay. Let's have a look at some music then. Right, here we go. Now, where's me? Right, I'm up here now. Been just with recording content and stuff, I've been just messing about where things go. Alright, there we go. Oh, the other exciting thing is I've had confirmation the guitar, the new Kiesel 7-string is built and on its way. So it's being shipped. So that'll be arriving soon. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, drums. I reckon I'm going to make something today from scratch. Let's have a look. So if you use an EXO, it's really good just to have like an EXO template, so you can just quickly kind of just get things up and running. And then search, and let's have a look. Select none. Get a bit of synthwave going. And essentials. Let's see what that is. Synthwave. Right. Let's get a kick. Try that. It's got a nice bite to it and a good sort of low end. Sometimes it reads snares as toms. It's quite good. There's a bit of a clunk to that. I need a 808. Got plans for that sound. We need to just change it a little bit. Hi-hat, claps. Always like those sort of DMX type claps. Kind of like that sound. Okay. Let's go for 110. We'll have some 16th hi-hat action going. So the cool thing what I've got on my setup for EXO is I've got some macros set up, so when it comes to sort of like that hi-hat, it's a little bit too sloppy, so I can tighten it up. Alright, where is it here? And the other thing I can do, which is really cool, is we can put a bit of sidechain on there and just adjust that so you got your head nodding. See, it's already groovy. So rather than going in doing the velocities, part of it's because I'm lazy. So we're going to change that snare out. See what other options we've got. I think we'll try that. That's a lot better. I don't need so much, when you think about it, you don't need so much low end on your snare when you've got a kick underneath it. It's all taken care of, isn't it? Better get some groove on this. And give it a bit of a dancey flavour. So I'm not going to bother with any of those percussion things, and let's have a look at interest. Let's see what I've got here. So usually, like, what I want to do when I'm building beats is just find some sort of weird sound to go with it, just to make things less predictable. That sounds pretty good. Oh, it's a pretty solid beat there. Kiwi in. I think this is going to be in C minor. So I mean that's sounding pretty good there. So this is like one of those sonic signposts. So I've got like a bass sound set up. Alright, okay. Right, hey, love the stream, but they're usually so late for me. I love watching them when I work nights. Oh, well, that's brilliant, Joseph. I'm glad that you watch them and you get stuff out of them and stuff. Hi, Imad, how you doing? Yeah, that's great, Joseph, to have you on here. That's amazing. So any questions you want or anything like that, I'm quite happy to, stop my workflow if there's something that I can help you with, or anybody here, do say, because again, the aim of the channel is to be a resource. So rather than doing like lots of YouTube searches, you can just ask me. Right, so sonic signposts are just, firstly, things that are very typical of your genre. So 16th, 8th note bass patterns are very typical of synthwave, aren't they, on saw wave basses. So I've got a couple of things set up that are more unique to the way I do basses. So the first thing is I always love to use the SH101 because it's simple to use for that whole saw wave action thing, and I can quickly just make a sound that'll fit with the music straight away just by controlling envelopes and filters and stuff like that. So that's the first thing. And then I have, just for that extra 80s flavour, we have the Oppenheimer XAV Arturia, and then I'm just using, like, there's a preset on here, Alfie, that I use. But I've got a little bit of processing, so I've made it wide because I'm not bothered about the low end bit. I don't want that clashing. So this bass is thin but wide. I think of it like a guitar, really. And then you put the two things together and we get that sort of flavour there. Alright, Joseph, well, I hate to impose, but I'm new to Ableton. I use Polychrome DSP as a standalone plugin. I'm looking to use it like Thomas does. Yeah. Right, so controller-wise, I use, I don't know what foot pedal you've got, but I've found the easiest thing to use is Morningstar, so this is what I've got, except mine's set up to record, so I can actually, I can control, I use mine to change patches as well as control Ableton Live when I'm recording. But that's probably the easiest one to set up. The Morningstar one I find a little bit more tricky to do. But I haven't actually got anything at hand that I can quickly show you how to change those presets. What I'll do is, if you come back tomorrow, I'll sort it out then. Might be an idea. Alright. Oh, you've got a Live Logic, yeah. So the Live Logics are really good. One thing you've got to do with the Live Logic, though, is you have to go to, mine isn't set up, so you would have to go to your preferences. Where's the hidden preferences these days? Right on. There we go. So you have to make sure when you go to your MIDI that you have your Live Logic. For me, I have to have it like deselected. So that's one thing you need to do. Weirdly enough. Because otherwise it then starts working Ableton. And then you just got to like MIDI it to the actual plugin, haven't you? So I think the way you do that is you just bring up your patches on each foot switch on the Polychrome plugin, and you're away. Yeah, what time? So I'll be on tomorrow, about 6:15, I think, tomorrow at UK time. But I think Thomas actually has a video on his YouTube about setting up the MIDI controller. I'm sure he has. let's just record this. So what I like to do is just get the idea in. And change a few notes about that I don't like. So this is actually working that arpeggio. Now, it's super versatile this, because what we could do so I could have one sort of like little melody arpeggio thing like that, duplicate this, and then we'll make another one that's quicker, it's more percussive sounding. Let's try that. Just set up a sound. And I'll take the panning off. Right, let's give this a go. So this is a cool tip. What we've got there is we're using completely contrasting sounds in different places in the stereo field. So I've got this first sound. So that's a lot wider with no attack. And then contrasting that, it's almost the same waveform, but I'm slightly changed the pitch width, but more to do with the envelope on the filter, so it's much shorter and more attack. Put the two things together. Can take the delay off it. Now, I'm giving it a slight bit of stereo. Just auto panning. Alright. Alright, we're up to the lead now. That's sounding quite good, that. And let's build some chords. Alright, Chicago. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Do a bit more then. So I've been loving this towel for doing like chord stuff at the minute. So I've got C and then we've got an A flat, so we'll make this a minor. See what that's like with the bass in. I've got -7. Major 7. It's a nice chord. That's sounding good there. No, it's mixing itself, isn't it? Right, so need to think about other sections in this. Right, now I'll just quickly do second section. Let's get this on the go. So I'm just doubling my chord patch up, and then I'm going to connect Cthulhu up. Let's have a look. I'm not going to be using that though. So Cthulhu is just something that I use to build chord progressions on. Or arpeggios. Let's have a look. It's been a while since I've used it. Alright, there we go. Right, we're in C minor. Oh, it's got... Oop, getting discordant here. Where am I? Putting the wrong notes in. I'll stick one here. Stick a chord on this G as well. Okay, let's just see what we can knock up here. Right, that's all looking very good. So this area. Must have been 16 notes. Yeah, Cthulhu's brilliant. Excellent, right, let's stick it into the timeline. I'll just put this first section in. Hi Angus, you alright? Right. So need to do a little bit of arranging here. Alright, let's have a look. To go there. There. Move that back. I need some sort of intro. I wonder if... Right, let's go from F. See what that does. Probably a little bit too serious. G. G. Needs a bit of a tune, this. So for some reason we're really glitchy again. Okay, there. So what it is? It's my it's the Camlink card. It's the audio capture. It's freaking out. B and B. That was a nightmare, all that glitching. But I'm glad it's over. Spicy. Is that the chromatic stuff? I suppose that's spicy, isn't it? Club's not warmed up at all today. Anyway, that seemed to be a bit of a mission today. So I'd love to know why my audio capture card is actually glitching out. Because it's always been absolutely rock solid. Now I don't trust it. Right, let's stick a loop on this. Alright. Really like stuff like that, but I think we're gonna have to filter it. wonder why that's kicking out noise. Well, I can feel my session now coming to a conclusion. So if you're wondering what I'm doing here, this is just a clipping plugin, so all it's doing is I'm just shaving off some of the transients before I'm going into the compressor on the master. But it's a super handy tool. It's one of my favourite ones to use, Kazrock. Okay, and there it is, done, mixed, finished. Bit of a backing track there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that into a bit of AI mastering, and then I think I might actually just put that up on my channel for people to jam on. It's in C minor, so I'll think of a title, and I'll just stick it up on the YouTube, and then everybody can kind of play guitar or whatever along to it. Cool, well that's me done for today. Hope you've enjoyed the session. It's been a longer than usual one, but I think it's time for me to go now. So, been a blast, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll do another one of these. Alright then, bye.